bigger boat, Nak! True fucking story.
Hey, today we're exploring why working out less at the gym might be the secret sauce to finally looking like you actually work out. Coming up this morning, right now. Morning to the Lab with Keith and Friends. We're getting after it now. Welcome to Mornings in the Lab, where
when something negative comes up,
building muscle improves blood flow
from squirty to squirrely.
Start small, build up, and expand from there.
Be entertained by fun over here.
How have I slept? Is my sleep been good? That's
regret doesn't come from breaking the rules, you guys. Boom! Hey, good morning, everybody. No, I'm just not going to talk. I'm just going to dance. Yeah. What's going on, everybody? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to today's morning conversation. Yeah, Morning to Live with Keith and Friends, getting after right now. Pack some game-changing insights and the real talk you've come to expect. We're getting after right here, right now. Today, we're going to dive into the intriguing cardio paradox. Yes, why training easier might actually make you stronger. True story. Yes, trust me, if you're sweating buckets and getting nowhere, well, this segment might be what you're looking for. Coming up later on in the show, then we're going to welcome Dr. John Petrocelli, straight from the world's only bullshit lab. Yeah, hey, I warned you at the beginning of the opener. If you missed the opener, I put the old R-rated experience. Oh, by the way, this is an R-rated experience. Yeah, we drop F-bombs. And then the guy on the show is the host of the bullshit lab. So, lab bullshit, we might offend the kids. So we're going to talk about ways to unmask deception and show you how to spot bullshit from a mile away. So I guess in saying that, you're all watching the show, you might be thinking, that guy's full of bullshit. You know what? I'm actually not. No, I'm not. No. True story. And you know how I know that? People call in and tell me. How do they call? 431-300-3005, the Mornings in the Lab hotline. Yeah, true story. 431-300-3005, the only morning show hotline live right now on the planet. You could actually join the conversation. Call me. I'll answer the phone. Yeah, ask B-Drive. He did it. Bernard with Shaken Brother, I see you there in the community. Or you can send me a text. That works too. And I'll answer your text. Or you can leave me a voicemail if I'm not on the show, and that will work as well. Hey, coming up also, we got Marty in the lab here today, and you won't believe how much clarity you've been missing. Plus, we're going to explore the undeniable power of daily consistency to supercharge your mindset and some routines. And guys, we are about routine and consistency here in the lab. We're going to talk a little bit about it today. Good morning, Roofy. Kindness Rising, 7:30 Eastern time right here in the lab. Did you miss his show? Did you see his show? Did you see his thumbnail? Ooh, Roofy's getting after it today. And hey, just a standard reminder, guys, I told you guys, I invite you to like the channel, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends, comment on the channel, give me some thoughts on the channel, tell me what you want to talk about. And like I said, just a quick heads up, this is an R-rated experience. So don't hit the snooze button. You hit the snooze button, you're going to be 9 minutes behind the guy who doesn't. I know John Anderson didn't hit the snooze button. I know C. Marty Fit does not hit the snooze button. I know producer Jimmy doesn't hit the snooze button. I absolutely don't. No, I don't want to be called a hypocrite. Good morning, Bernard. Good morning, Holroyd. Good morning, Lady Drew. The crew is here. Jimmy, let's bring in the rest of the crew. John Anderson, Christopher Martin. This morning on Morning to the Lab with Keith, John, and Friends. Right now, let's do it, Jimothy. Boys. What's going on, boys? What's going on, Johnny?
How you doing, brother?
I'm awesome. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I slept like a rock last night.
I'm wondering, is my awesome better than your good?
I don't know. I think you know it is. It's a really good question because you know what I'm kind of cognizant of is that guy that's like, how you doing? I'm fucking amazing. You know what I mean? It's like, you know what I mean? Well, no. Let me finish. You're opening up the show, so of course that's your vibe. I'm coming on. You're asking me a true reality question. I'm not I'm not hyping up the show. I'm good, man. I'm fucking good. You know?
I'm really good because I'm suspecting, Mr. Anderson, you're living longer today.
That's why I slept so fucking well.
Ah, that's my boy. That's my boy. Yes. So, you know, I always tell my folks that I want my folks to go to the gym, take care of themselves so we can all work and live longer together. So I know now my brother from another mother is going to live longer today because he was practicing.
I got to tell you, my neighbor is the guy who's, because I don't go to the fucking doctor. I have health insurance. So if I get in a fucking car wreck, they'll keep me alive if I'm in a coma type thing, you know. But my neighbor is he's you know, he did Terry's surgery. He fucking amputated this fucking mole I have on my shoulder, you know, and then I call, hey doc, can you give me, you know, fill my prescription for it, right? So I don't know what the fuck he did, but he called that thing in. He must have, I don't know if there's a supercharged version of that fucking Viagra, but god damn it, that shit was like, that thing was like, it was like a diamond. We could cut diamonds with that thing. It was beautiful.
Maybe you got the no-name kind.
I don't know what it was, but I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, fuck, I'll take this, man. Yeah.
Hey, coming up, we got a dude sitting in the green room. Imagine this, man. You're going to college and telling your parents I'm taking bullshitting and calling bullshit. Yeah, it's recorded.
I'm doing what and doing what?
I'm taking bullshitting and I'm calling bullshit. And it's required for my degree. We're going to meet a guy named Dr. John Petrocelli. I like the last name, man. The last name just fell off my tongue, Johnny. Petrocelli. I was when I saw the name booked, I'm like, ooh, it's a good Petrocelli, a good.
It's Italian.
I
never heard the Petra. What's Petra?
Petrocelli. The only professor we know who can say bullshit in class getting applause. Yeah, coming up on the show in about 6 or 7 minutes ago, we're going to bring him in here. He's all about exposing bullshit in boardrooms. Good thing he wasn't around me when I was growing ICUC, Johnny, because he would have exposed me every single day, actually, and I wouldn't be here with you right now. So good thing. So he's going to be on the show here coming up here today. And could talk a little bit of cardio stuff. I know you're not a big cardio guy, but I'm not saying that in a negative. I know that, you know,
I'm glad you said that, brother. What I'm cardio is a term.
Yes.
That's used. I'm against doing activity you don't fucking want to do.
Yes.
And that's what cardio is for most people.
You know what? It's interesting to hear you say, because that is what it is, isn't it? Right? A lot of people, attribute, I want to go lose weight. Okay, go step on the treadmill for 4
hours. Go do a bunch of fucking shit you don't want to do that you'll never continue.
When you phrase it that way, that is so humorous.
Dude, it's unbelievable. Cardio is like, it's like a fucking, it's, you know, people say, oh, I love cardio. Oh, how many years have you done it without stopping? Oh, you know, I usually take break. You don't fucking love it then. Let's be honest here.
Yeah, this is very true. Good morning, Lauren. I see you there, baby. Good to have you there in the comments. And good morning, Bernard. Good morning, Rufy. I see you there as well, guys. So we're going to talk daily power consistency coming up today as well on the show. And I got a number of things. Oh, I want to talk about food in the second hour, Johnny. I'm thinking that you have some things you eat that make your brain pretty good. We're going to talk about some brain food topics that might help our, you know, one of the obvious ones is crushing salmon, crushing fish, and I know
walnuts, funny enough.
Walnuts, yes, I know you're a big walnut
oil, actually.
Yes, walnut crusted salmon is really nice.
Yeah, fuck, that sounds amazing.
Yeah. Hey guys, listen, you guys can join the conversation 431-300-3005. Morning to the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Get after it every single day here, 8 o'clock Eastern time. 431-300. And if you don't believe me, try me. Yeah, even if you're not watching this live right now, send me a text, phone me. I will actually answer in real time. Ask Bernard, one of our OG community members here. He called me one day. He's like, "Holy smokes, the guy answers." I'm like, "Yeah." Johnny, I saw something really cool yesterday. So I'm intrigued by bees, as you all know. And I saw a video yesterday Bernard dropped where I'm kind of curious, Bernard, did you steal the queen? I saw a video where Bernard was doing some work on his bee nest there, Johnny, but yet the queen was in the box. And I'm thinking, dude, like, are you a queen stealer? Like, I just don't know how that works. Like, do you go and steal the queen, put it in the box, or does the queen come to your box? But
it's the queen follows.
What's that?
I think if you move the queen, everybody follows.
Yes, exactly. So, but I saw he had a video. He had a big nest up there, and I don't know if he was cleaning or if he was grabbing the queen, but he's like, "Hey, the queen ain't up there anymore. The queen's now in the box." And then, to your point, all the bees were following the queen. So I thought it was quite fascinating. That is fascinating. Here's what also fascinates me, John. Okay, this is just entomology this morning on Mornings in a Lab. I'm in my front yard, and I'm walking. So, metaphor. I'm out in the front yard on Wednesday, and I look in the yard. It's just flat grass. I'm like, I go there 2 days later. There's a big fucking mound of dirt in the middle of the yard. I'm like, where did the dirt come from? So I pull up the old chat GPT here and throw the camera on. I'm like, where did the dirt come from? They said, oh, they're Uncle Keith. It's the ants. I'm like, well, where did the dirt come from? They said, oh, but under the ground, they're tunneling, and they pulled dirt to the top. And I had the dull moment. I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you can get a feel for how big that fucking tunnel is.
I know.
By how big the mound is. We have that shit out here. These little fuckers bite like, oh my God.
Oh, it's fascinating. So then I said to him, oh, so it's just like when the Trump administration went and dropped some bombs on the Iranian nuclear facilities that would have destroyed the whole thing. And ChatGPT was like, yeah, I can see how you can relate that. Because I said, if I just crushed off the top of the mound, would it break the facility underneath? And it said no, because there's probably this awesome structure underneath the holes in the top of the sand there, or top of the yard.
They're unbelievably resilient.
Yes.
You know, we have what is it? What are the people that come and do pests? You know, every quarter.
Pesticide,
every quarter they come and they're like, if anytime something comes back before we're here, just call us. I swear to God, we're calling them all the time for the anthills. It's just like you kill one, they just pop up someplace else.
They are incredible. So we went from bees to ants, 2 really incredible insects that do just crazy work behind the scenes that we don't really pay much attention to, but just incredible, actually.
And I think the ant is like one of the strongest fucking creatures on the planet, dude. It can carry like some crazy amount, X times its weight.
Fascinating. Just fascinating to me. Fascinating.
Unbelievable.
Hey, so you guys know that we're going to start introducing some little more current events, news topics to the show here. And it's going to be the Keith and John news show. Well, I tell them John news, and John's like, what's that news? Like, yeah. But here's what's funny, man. So I would not expect you to know the 2 characters I'm going to throw on the table right now, but I'm going to throw them out there anyways. So do you know of a young lady who sang a few songs in her lifetime called Jennifer Lopez?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yes. So she's 57, touring, doing her thing, and out there writhing on stages.
And really good for her, man.
Yeah, just crushing it. And then there's Megyn Kelly, the former Fox News pundit, doing her thing, and she has her own show now. So it's funny because here's content and here's news today. So Jennifer Lopez is doing her thing on stage, and then Megyn Kelly is commenting on Jennifer Lopez should not be on stage doing her thing as a 57-year-old woman writhing around on stage. So now news is somebody commenting on somebody doing something on stage. So now I'm going to comment on Megyn Kelly commenting on Jennifer Lopez. So it's just fucking bizarre, the world that we live in now. I'll comment on your comment so you can comment on your comment and we can all comment on it together. It's called
sometimes they work this out, so it's actually a hustle to getting press.
Yes. But I gotta give Lopez credit. So regardless of where she falls in the pop culture spectrum these days, she's 57 years old, Johnny. You see her on stage, you're thinking, wow, man, that's life expectancy work in action on stage. She's sniffing the kitty in the face. She's doing the what do you call it? The simulated sex acts full out on stage. Like I'm talking, man. Like you're like, oh wow, look at you go.
Well, she was like, I think she started off as a dancer.
Yes, she in Living Color with the Wayans brothers.
Yeah, I remember seeing the story of her way back when. And
yes.
It was like, I think it all started off in a dance studio.
In Living Color, the Wayans brothers, Jim Carrey on that show in Living Color. Now I'm dating myself with some culture stuff, but yeah, good times. All right, Jimmy, let's keep it rolling, man. We're gonna take a minute here. We're gonna reset, guys. You're on the show here right now with Mornings Live with Keith, John, and friends. We got Marty hanging out in the green room. We're gonna bring Marty up here in a quick second. We got John Petrocelli, the bullshit doctor, coming up here in a quick minute as well. So Jim, let's run the transition and let's bring in our first guest today, John Petrocelli.
One of the biggest barriers to your success isn't lack of opportunity, but your inability to spot the lies hiding in plain sight. Every day, you're bombarded with claims that sound impressive, strategies that promise everything, and advice that feels too good to be true. Yet somehow, you keep falling for the same patterns that drain your energy and derail your progress. Meet John Petrocelli, the director of the Bullshit Studies Lab. He doesn't just trust his gut, he develops systematic approaches to evaluate what's real and what's just clever packaging. When you learn to cut through the confusion and focus on what actually works, everything changes. Your decisions become sharper, your time becomes more valuable, and your results become undeniable. Stop letting deception steal your momentum. Start building the clarity that creates unstoppable progress.
All right. There he is. Dr. John Petrocelli, professor of psychology at Wake Forest, internationally recognized for his research into communication persuasion and, yes, bullshit. As the director of the Bullshit Studies Lab, that's actually on the actual door, apparently, John investigates why we fall for misleading claims and how to... he's going to be busy in the world of AI. Bullshit. And how to outsmart them with evidence-based thinking. The guy has published over 50 scientific papers, an associate editor of 2 top journals, and his book, Marty, The Life-Changing Science of Detecting Bullshit. Fun fact, John's core syllabus is probably the only one that makes mums blush. Let's welcome him to the stage, Dr. John Petrocelli. What's going on, John?
Up, brother?
Hello. Hey, thanks for having me, guys.
How are you, pal? Where are you joining us from today, John?
I'm in Winston-Salem.
Oh, Winston-Salem, Massachusetts.
Wake Forest.
North Carolina.
Okay, thanks for the
You're a young-looking doctor, brother.
I'm 50.
Are you really, dude?
Yeah.
You don't look 50 at all. Holy shit! I would have said you were in your I was gonna say I would have said you were in your your 30s. Holy shit, dude!
If I take this hat off, you'll see that I'm
Johnny, I was giving him 38, 40, man. No, there's no.
Yeah, I was thinking 35 at the lowest, not 40.
Dude, so are you? Before we get into the secret, what's the secrets, man? Is it sleep? Is it water? Is it good light? Is it good Botox? What's the secret, Petrocelli?
not sure exactly what the secret is, but the last 12 years I have been doing boot camp workouts in the mornings.
Yeah.
5:30, about 3 to 5 days a week.
Yeah.
And speaking of bullshit, I think bullshitted myself for a long time. I thought I hated exercise.
Oh,
I thought I hated exercise. I never wanted to do any exercise, but I got roped into this morning workout, military kind of boot camp, free fitness fellowship faith group known as F3. I was roped into that about 12 years ago, and I discovered I actually enjoy exercise. If it's it's a group of men kind of pushing each other and
absolutely. It's that adversity, overcome that adversity every day, brother. Forgive me. You often take that hat off. Do it. Make me feel better. Lean in a little bit. Okay, I feel better. Now that helps a little bit. Shit.
So,
all right, John, your turn.
I was that way a long time ago. I took it down to the skin, 20 years ago.
You know what I love about this, John, is that Dr. Petrocelli, is that we had this conversation yesterday. We had this conversation yesterday with me, AJ, and John, which was, sometimes we just have to find what we enjoy to work out. Right. And it doesn't have to go mean I got to go push weights or, Marty like shooting. Hey, Marty like shooting basketball. Is that how you do it, Marty, like that? Marty likes shooting basketball.
The question is simple. What movement do you enjoy?
And it's funny how you discuss. So I want to go back to this moment because there's a lot of dudes, and I'm going to lean into this, brother. There's a lot of dudes that think they don't like working out. And you're like, I didn't think I did, but then all of a sudden I did. Was it the social aspect of it? Was it your heart rate getting up? Was it you losing weight? Was it maybe your wife decided to have more sex with you? Like, what was it that's like, hey, I kind of enjoy this? And I'm being serious, John.
Yeah, I do think the social part is a major aspect of it because I tried to do the workouts myself, and that usually lasts maybe like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yes.
Consistency.
Yes.
But then when you know that, okay, there's about a dozen other guys that you might see, in the morning and they're there. If you miss a workout, you kind of feel it all day and you kind of feel guilty or
yes,
you it's something that you miss. But I can tell you the career of a professor too is it never stops. It's much more than 40 hours a week. I've always got research projects that I'm working on, and it's just busy, and there's really no time for friends. But then I found that at 5:30 for a 45-minute workout, 5:30 in the mornings, that's my friend time, and I think that is a major part of what pulls in. And this group actually it's gone global. It's probably every nook and cranny of the world that's it's got a park, neighborhood, or church, or something, anything. It's always out in the big green gym, we call it, and it's rain or shine, or rain or gloom.
Yeah.
And I think it's but I do think the social piece is a major part of that I think kept me coming.
That's awesome. And you still get after it today? Like, were you up at it this morning?
Yeah.
Were you before?
Yeah.
Or are you going out after?
Yeah. Well, and I thought that when I first started, I had been running for about 5 years beforehand, about 15 or 20 miles a week.
Yeah.
So I thought I was in really good shape.
Yeah.
And then the first workout, I found out right away that I wasn't. And I could do maybe like 2.
Well, there's different types of shape for different types of activity. You were in good shape for running, but whatever you're doing at this workout place is a different discipline,
Is that like a rectangle or a square, Johnny, or a circle or a round? Is that what you're talking about being like, is that what you mean?
What's that?
Okay, bad dad joke. Sorry.
And that was awful.
Yeah, that was so fucking bad. I couldn't even, normally I run with your shitty stuff. I couldn't even tell what that was, dude.
We're hanging out with Don Petrocelli this morning. Joining us from North Carolina. Thanks, Marty, for giving me the geography lesson this morning. So obviously the bullshit stuff is it's hot. It's title grabbing, it's spotlight grabbing, it's headline grabbing. But I want to get serious with you about it. How did you end up and work your way into really kind of owning that narrative, building a business around this idea of beating bullshit and calling out bullshit?
Yeah, well, it's rather simple. I had read a couple of papers, primarily Harry Frankfurt's seminal paper, 1986, which was turned into probably the best-selling book in philosophy, probably the best-selling book of all time in philosophy, and it was called On Bullshit. And here I am a social psychologist, so that means I use science to study everyday social behavior. And how social situations, the self, other people influence thoughts, feelings, and behaviors. Okay. And I can't think of a more social behavior than communication.
Yes.
And for whatever reason, this particular topic has had at the time escaped empirical investigation. And I thought, I'm a social psychologist. I don't know why people bullshit. I don't know what increases the likelihood. What are the antecedents, the causes of it? What are the consequences of it? Can it be used for good or bad? I knew nothing about it because there was nothing in the literature. So about 2015, I started conducting experiments just to figure out, okay, well, under what conditions do people bullshit, and under what conditions do people refrain from bullshitting? So we manipulate the conditions. It turns out that Harry Frankfurt was primarily correct in his theorizing that people will do it when it's relatively easy to get away with. When the audience doesn't know better.
This is how humans in general, they're going to do anything when it's easy.
Definitely human nature.
Yeah, when it's easy. And unfortunately, when people feel obligated to share an opinion about something, which is pretty much all of the time. So most people do not have the same amount of knowledge to match the obligation. So when the obligation to share an opinion or a belief about something exceeds actual knowledge about the topic, people tend to bullshit. And when you put those two things together, sort of the obligation to share, and it's kind of easy to get away with, then the gloves are really off and people just go to town, especially if others have signaled within a conversation that it's okay and bullshit is acceptable in this context.
So it's not lost upon me. We're hanging out with Dr. John Petrocelli, the professor of psychology at Wake Forest. It's not lost upon me that right now in this current state, regardless of where your politics fall, Petrocelli, that we have an awesome bullshitter right now leading the world. And the guys just bullshit left and right. Just one day bullshit here, one day bullshit here. And then we have this Epstein scandal in front of all of us right now. And he's trying to escape the bullshit of that. So in many ways, as you observe society and observe the politics of the world today, it must be fascinating for you to go to work and fascinating for you to conduct your work, because you can literally, you have a case study every single day around bullshit. Am I correct?
Well, quite frankly, it's overwhelming because there's just too much of it. And, what we find too in our studies is we have a lot methods for detecting bullshit, but
what is that? That's what are the top 3 methods for detecting that somebody's full of shit?
Yes.
Oh, actually, John, your random, or not random, but your peppering people with questions quickly is actually a primary method. So you have to ask questions, because if you identify the motives of the communicator, so the bullshitter doesn't care about the truth. They're communicating something without any regard for truth, genuine evidence, established knowledge, which is different from lying. Because typically the liar actually knows the truth and they're remembering the truth because they want to.
I got you.
This is fascinating, man. This is fascinating.
That's actually really cool. Is that most people probably wouldn't know the difference between the two.
Most people don't.
I couldn't have defined it like you just did. I would have known that they were in the same family, but I wouldn't have known how to describe the difference.
Yes, and you'll hear people say like, "Don't bullshit me." What they're really saying is, "Don't lie to me." So it's often confused for lying, but in some cases, by accident, just by chance, bullshitters will say something that's actually correct. But even they wouldn't know it because they're not paying any attention. They don't have any care for truth, genuine evidence, established knowledge.
So brother, go back to you said something about questions. I didn't quite follow that.
Yes.
Pepper with questions. What was that?
Yes. Well, you got to ask questions that get at the heart of the motivation of the.
So the non-bullshitter, the one that's trying to detect the bullshitter, should start peppering questions.
Yes, and I mean you can ask, even if you don't have the opportunity to ask questions, you can say, well, who is this person? What is their expertise? What is their agenda? What are they trying to sell me? If you can communicate with the potential bullshitter, the best questions to ask are like, what exactly are you saying? Identify what the claim actually is. And what often happens is bullshitters will kind of take a few back steps and kind of start to clean up. Because they're not willing to say, okay, well, I'm not going that far with the claim. And so it's a great tactic because they already start exposing you to less bullshit.
Yeah, dude, really, on a realistic level, people come to me all the time. They're like, oh, I've done this, that, and the other with talking about strength or bodybuilding. Oh, really? I'll know they're full of shit. I'll ask a question they would never know. And then they'll just kind of like almost dismiss themselves because they don't even have a clue where to start. And they know that I know.
Yes, you have signaled the audience. And that's one of the factors that we know that, like, for instance, I'm not going to bullshit an auto mechanic. They're going to know right away that I don't know what I'm talking about, right? And even though I try to learn as much as I can each time, but it's usually a conversation killer for the bullshitter when they determine like, okay, the audience has more knowledge than I do, and they're going to detect the bullshit, and then that's probably not acceptable in this context. But another good question to ask is, well, how do you know? How do you know the claim is true? An even better question, though, to ask, one that is rarely considered, is how might the claim be wrong? How might the claim be wrong? That usually will get people to think about potential disconfirming evidence, things that don't support the claim, and it's probably something that they've never done. It's extremely rare. If you ask how do you know, people tend to produce confirmatory evidence, things that support the claim. And then the other question you get asked is have you considered any other alternatives? And then when you get answers to these types of questions, you can make a better assessment as to the motives of the speaker, and then you can make a better decision as to whether or not you're actually buying what it is that they're selling.
Keith, John, Marty with Dr. John.
Can I ask a quick question to John?
Go ahead there, Marty. Go ahead, brother.
I got a question about the saying, you can't bullshit a bullshitter.
Yeah.
So how do you interpret that?
Yeah, well, people want to protect themselves from bullshit, even though most people don't think it's harmful, which seems like a paradox. But they're trying to create some sort of expertise in their ability to detect bullshit, and they're trying to guard themselves against it. I would say implicitly, because most people think they're actually really good at detecting bullshit. And actually, more recent studies have demonstrated what we've always thought for the past decade. We've demonstrated now that the people who are most susceptible to bullshit happen to be the people who are most confident in their ability to detect it. So the people who are most likely to say, "Well, you can't I'm a bullshitter. You can't bullshit me." That's not supported by the empirical evidence at all. It's actually the opposite, which baffles me, because most people just kind of blow off bullshit. When most people sort of know when people don't care about the truth. And
brother, what do you think about this? As you say that, it makes sense, because it seems like, from my experience, someone that's bullshitting is trying to they're trying to join a club that they're not a part of.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
And so because they're trying to do that, they're trying to talk shop with someone. They're trying to talk shop in the shop they don't belong to. The guy that belongs to the shop knows right away. So it's almost like the bullshitters are trying to get on board, and they're doing it to the people that can easily recognize that they're full of shit. Yes.
This a few years, the last Batman movie that came out years ago, afterwards discussing it with a few friends, and there was one friend I have that I know did not watch the movie.
Oh man.
But he did not skip a beat. He was able to just kind of go through the conversation about the new Batman movie, and I know he hadn't watched it, but so it's rather easy, and it's if it's an acceptable part of of what we sometimes call a bullshit session. It's guys just talking, and it's acceptable there. But I'm convinced that this type of communication, this social substance that we call bullshit, distinct from lying, is sort of a major cause of just bad thinking, bad decision making, and sort of the root of many of our beliefs, many of our assumptions about everything from the world, relationships, homes, cars, wine, jewelry, exercise, everything almost everything that we believe, because most of these things have escaped sort of a critical analysis.
Yeah.
Until you have that, you're going to be influenced by bullshit.
Good morning, Fontana. I see your comments there. MB Jester, I see your comments as well. Welcome to the show here at Mornings in the Lab here, 8 o'clock Eastern time, right here on LinkedIn, YouTube, and X. Hey, Dr. John, so you must be, what do you think of the climate of the world today when you open up the day and all you see is bullshit everywhere? And I'm serious. It's like, what is real? What is not real? And that is a legitimate question today, isn't it? Like, what is bullshit? What is not bullshit? How do you find the truth? And how would you encourage humans today to go through their world trying to decipher through the bullshit. And I'm serious, because I was watching some stuff yesterday and I had to find myself looking for a few extra sources to confirm whether it was true or not, because I got this show here that I'm trying to give truth to folks, and it's getting harder and harder. How are we wading through the bullshit, especially when leaders are talking bullshit just like it's no this or that?
So I don't know if I have the answer, but I suspect that it has to do with how we respond to lying. So a major distinction between bullshitting and lying is that with lying, there are consequences. You can be fired for lying on your resume, from the start. So, right? So you can, when friends tell us lies, it hurts. They're going to have to tell us 500 truths again for us to trust.
Yeah.
Right?
It's damage. A lie is damage.
It's damage. So I have proposed that we start to treat bullshit like lies. Because if someone is communicating something and they don't even care about truth, so this is where Harry Frankfurt, philosopher that created the sort of definition, this empirical definition that I use of bullshitting, suggested that bullshit was worse than lying because he held truth.
Yes,
a concern for truth was paramount. So he said, well, at least the liar is concerned about the truth, but the bullshitter isn't concerned at all.
They're trying to cover up. They're trying to protect it.
Because the liar is intentionally lying, and they know the truth.
He's protecting the truth.
Yeah, but if I'm bullshitting, I'm just trying to, pardon my language, to fuck with your head a little bit. I don't really care. I have no care, right? Petrocelli, like I have no care.
Yeah, and it may also just be because you want to see what it sounds like to feel what it sounds like to say something, or you hope it to be true, you wish it to be true, you think it's true. Oftentimes people do believe they believe their own bullshit. This is actually why it's actually more difficult to detect, in my opinion, than lying, because with lying you have to remember the lie, right? A few months later, if you forget, if you forget, you can be caught. Your audience remembers, and you forgot. Oh yeah, now that they've got you in an inconsistency. But the bullshitter often believes their own bullshit, so they don't have the burden of having to remember the truth. They just go back to what they hope and.
Dude, what you said about lying, when I was younger, of course, especially in the female realm, seeing more than one female at a time, you're stacking up fucking bullshit. Well, I shouldn't say bullshit. Bullshit, yes, and lies. But then all of a sudden you get this inventory of shit you got to remember. It creates like this anxiety, and this. I was like, this is not fucking worth it. This is not a way to live. So I can only imagine a person that does that, like with their actual loved ones, like the people that really fucking matter. I was just doing it to a bunch of chicks that I didn't know very well.
I gotta be honest. I never thought this would be as fascinating as it is, and because of how serious it is. And because I'm thinking about it, and everything you're saying, I'm just thinking about the world today. And I'm just, because when you say that bullshitters believe their own bullshit, dude, that's actually the world right now.
Well, it's opened up a new dimension of this conversation that most people wouldn't have recognized as even there. It's like talking about macro versus micro. People what do you mean?
Yeah.
One of the things that we learned in the earliest studies that we conducted too was that our primary method of measuring bullshit is just to ask the individual. So we have people write about anything, and then we say write one thought per screen frame, and then we feed them back their thoughts later, and we ask them, okay, this is a thought that you wrote moments ago. When you wrote this thought, to what degree were you truly concerned about truth, genuine evidence? You can't just say evidence, genuine evidence, or established knowledge. You rate it on a 0 to 10 scale. And so the average that we get is a 6.
Wow.
Just about any. So we convert that to 4 because we subtract it from 10. It's the lack thereof, right? So on average, across probably 24 studies now, where we've asked people to write about something, and then we ask them their attitudes about it. We really don't care. But we really want to get at their thoughts and how connected that is to their concern for truth. They give us a 6, we convert that to a 4. So that's basically 40%. So 40% of what people report, they're readily willing to admit is bullshit. 40% is a lot. I actually think it's more like 60 to 70%, but they're readily willing to admit that 40% of what they just wrote was bullshit.
Jesus, Murphy. So let me ask you this then. So
yeah.
are we, I'm just blown away right now. We seem to be living in a world now where people just are accepting that John Petrocelli is bullshitting me. And it's almost, would you say that the bar has gone down for truth? That John and Marty and Keith really don't, like, we don't really want truth. We just want to hear what we want to hear.
Oh, that's hard to say. I think the one thing that we can conclude, though, is that the documentation of bullshit is an all-time high because of what is recorded digitally, whether it's video, audio, or written. There's so much of it. I mean, it's hard to follow everything. I mean, years ago when I was growing up, there was the maybe 2 or 3 television shows per night that everybody watched, and it's just like binge watching Netflix and things. I mean, it's just like there's so many options, right? And the same goes for social media. I mean, it's like all these different platforms. It's difficult to follow, but all of it's being recorded. So there's sort of a digital lab that is opened. And again, I've said I've tried to get more people interested in the topic to examine it empirically, to ask scientific questions and investigate where's the greatest amount of support for, or is there none for this idea. And it's been a little slow going for whatever reason. I don't know. I think some of the news of sort of the conclusions about bullshit are a little discouraging because it's really difficult to eradicate. But I believe that if we can start to treat bullshit like lies, and deliver the consequences that we do for lies, the social consequences, I think we can at least change what I call the communicative culture that is rather accepting of bullshit, primarily because people assume that it's harmless. But people can't be more wrong. Bullshit shapes learning, memory, attention, and most importantly, beliefs. And there's nothing more powerful, nothing more foundational to decision making than what you believe to be true.
Yeah.
There's nothing more important.
Well, and Dr. John Petrocelli, if our leaders, whether they're in business or in politics, are bullshitting us on a daily basis, it's hard for the rest of us to decide whether it's bullshit or reality. And I as I go through the world chasing truth, it's hard to wonder what's true and what's bullshit. And I don't know if it's going to get any easier as time goes forward.
Yeah, I would say too, Keith, not to discourage you further, but what we find, we've conducted studies in our bullshit studies lab that look at the influence, the persuasion of bullshit, and social perceivers, if they pick up on cues, communicative cues, like I don't care what the research says, here's what I believe.
That's bullshit.
All right, yeah, John, I don't care what the nutritionist and exercise expert, what they believe. Here's what I think. So now I'm telling you that I don't really care about the truth, right? Or established knowledge. So when that happens, people tend to mentally kind of
check out,
not shut down, but they tend to use what we call peripheral route processing. So they're influenced by appearance, maybe known credibility of the communicator. They're not influenced by the strength, the argument quality of a communicator. So, and that makes sense, right? Because if I know that you're bullshitting me, then I don't really have to. I don't have to bring my A game to counter argue.
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
if
at
you
that
don't-
point, you're full of shit. I don't need to. I'm not wasting another breath on you.
Yes, and if you're not concerned about research and facts and evidence that might otherwise support your case, well, why should I? So then at that point, people when they process the message, they can't detect the difference between strong and weak arguments.
So in that case where someone says, I don't believe in the proven facts A, B, and C. So, okay, well, what evidence do you have to support your disbelief? That would be a way to shake them out of the woods, correct? That's what you're saying. Ask them a question to deliver some sort of supporting evidence why they don't believe.
Yes, absolutely. But the problem is
the good bullshitter is just going to dismiss him. I'm thinking, right? The good bullshitter is just going to dismiss John's question right off the bat.
Yeah, the majority of the audience has already mentally checked out in the sense that they're not going to be able to detect the difference between strong and weak arguments. Now, if you tell me the opposite, you say, I'm actually concerned about truth, genuine evidence, established knowledge, in whatever way, then it's very easy to detect the difference between strong and weak arguments. Because then we're using what we call central route processing, where attitudes, opinions are only shaped, influenced by the strength of the arguments.
It's kind of interesting because there's like cholesterol is a topic that I have lots of conversation with my clients about, right? And I start off by saying, listen, don't believe what I'm about to tell you. Go do your own research, because I'm going to take a stance against a lot of the common knowledge in the medical field of what's going on with cholesterol. But I started off by, I don't just discredit everything and say, boom. I say, look, this is, I kind of let them know that they've got a job to do to find their own way through this before I just slam the current, beliefs.
Yes. Yeah. And I think that's extremely important, primarily because, as a social psychologist, I know that there are really no absolutes. There are no sort of blanket solutions to everything for everyone. They're what we call sometimes in business, they call it either categories or sections. And so social psychology, we call it moderators. These are variables that kind of switch a light on or off, or take, a relationship that might be a positive relationship and turn it into the negative relationship. So these are important variables that change the direction of what appears to be true. Right. So, and there's a really, I guess if I could plug a book right now for Anne LaakhuPipo, she has a book out, fascinating book out right now, called Tiny Experiments, and it's basically the same idea, John, that you're saying that if you experiment, for yourself. She has, suggestions like just get up and take a walk. Try that. See what that does. For you, like maybe it doesn't work for everyone. Maybe it doesn't. But these tiny experiments that if you're willing to, have sort of a mind of skepticism and treat ideas as ideas, not as facts. I added, certainty is a subjective feeling state. It's not a fact. So if you kind of challenge even sort of or question some of your own beliefs and willing to test sort of your assumptions and ideas, people can find many different, solutions, maybe that don't work for everyone, maybe work for a subsection, of the population. But it can range from how people approach other people in relationships or physical, mental health, careers, all kinds of things. It's just a willingness to kind of say, well, let me test this idea, not rely only on what others say. And I think that's really the direction of, do your own research. I read that as try your own experiments, see what works for you.
Yeah. Dr. John Petrocelli joining us this morning with Keith, John, and Marty here this morning on Mornings in the Lab. Hey, Doctor, so a number of years ago, we were introduced to the term, and Johnny, if you got to sneak away for a break, brother, I invite you to do so, pal. Just
I got to tell you, I'm wiggling, but this conversation is keeping me tight, man.
Awesome, man. This is awesome. Yeah. Oh, man. So
if this hand goes away, as I'm pinching the fireman's cap.
Marty, you sneak away when you have to sneak away there, brother. Okay. So, Petrocelli, we were introduced to this idea of quote unquote alternative facts a number of years ago. It was introduced to the media, it was introduced to the lexicon of language. And you have been saying something a few times here when you said truth, which is related to what was the definition of truth to you? Generative?
Oh, no, I was genuine evidence.
Yes.
And if you use genuine evidence, people think, oh, you're talking about the real stuff, the observable, verifiable things that I can demonstrate.
Is that called truth?
And that's objective truth.
Okay. So what is truth in 2025? I'm sorry. So Jimmy, here's the clip. This is a serious question. What is truth in 2025?
There is none.
Yeah, I'm serious. What is truth?
That particular word has probably been abused more than any other in the past decade, I would say. And it's takes the place, I think. It's been used as a synonym for opinions and assumptions, or my experience. It's my truth, my explanation of my experience. And I think maybe it's just a shortcut, and people I think have tried to elevate opinions, assumptions, and my experience to this, what we used to say gospel truth.
Yeah.
But it's just taken as assumptions, and oftentimes again, sort of maybe for you this is your experience, but but it's not objective truth, like the truth that we could demonstrate, verify, we can observe.
And what's interesting, just sort of cut you off, what's interesting what you just said is that I knew you were in the green room while we were kicking this thing off, and I was laughing with Johnny that, I was watching a segment yesterday on social. Megyn Kelly was commenting on Jennifer Lopez's thing, and we live in a world now where we're talking heads like me and John, and even you right now. I grew up like you did, John. We're all 50 here. We grew up where when you turned the TV on, the talking head was giving you truth. Right? So at least that's what we believed. When you turned on
there was a lot more truth at very least.
Right. So when you turned on whether the nightly news or you turned on the talking head, you assumed that it was going to be truth. Now, when you listen to Keith talk, I like you're saying this, is that when I'm giving my truth, it very much might be rooted in my experience, which might not be true. And humans now are leaning into a new term of truth. And that's actually the media of today, isn't it, Dr. John? Which is today's media is opinions disguised as truth.
Yes. Yeah. And I think 1985, Neil Postman's book, Amusing Ourselves to Death, Public Discourse in the Age of Show Business. I think that's what started to really, I think he observed that was what was really shaping what we would see as the news and what we would believe as the truth. It became sort of more of a form of entertainment.
Yes.
And that's where you get the these
opinion themes. Everything's opinions now.
Yes. If I can't even remember the saying that if it bleeds, it.
If it bleeds blue, it's blue, or something. There's an old. Johnny knows I'm great with quotes because I'm always good.
But he's the best.
It's I think become what I asked my students about 10 years ago what their primary source of news for college students was, and it was and they said the Daily Show.
Yes,
that was the day. And of course you're going to be exposed to, factual, parts of the information are factual, but then the take on, well, what does this mean? Or what were some of the backstories? Like this thing that's been discussed the past week with the Coldplay
Yes.
concert.
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? What is exactly going on there. I mean, it could be a number of different things. I don't particularly know many of the facts, and I would question a lot of the.
The dude came and made it a formal apology, so he fucked up.
No, Johnny, that was facts. No, that was a fake. That wasn't even real, Johnny. That was a fake release. The guy has not.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, Jesus. Well, that tells you how up to speed with the news I am. God damn.
No, but that's a good point, though, Johnny, because even Matty Roofy with Shaken Brother, put that statement out until we all realized that it wasn't real. But that goes back to what Petrocelli is saying: is that what is it real? Is it not true? Because somebody creates the statement and it's all bullshit. Fascinating to me.
Yeah. It just grows from one thing to another, and and then it's shared. And actually, there's beyond the self. The most potent bullshitters are people we know, or they're our friends, our family,
yes,
our neighbors, that people that we interact with, that we often take at sort of face value, unless they happen to be the one bullshit artist in the building. For whatever reason, everyone seems to know this same person who's the greatest bullshit artist of all time. It's always someone's like Uncle Bob, or it's it's Tony in accounting on the 8th floor, or whatever it was. Like, everyone has like these stories, and they're ready to like give me all of their examples of bullshit. And I asked that, well, when have you used it? Has it worked? And oftentimes people believe that they have ready-made examples of when they used bullshit, and in most cases, that I usually get examples that they've used bullshit with their children, and they say, "Oh yeah, it works really, really well," to a point.
So let me ask you a question, brother. For me to understand things, I have to boil them down, distill them, simplify. That's what helps me. So when I use this adjective, not say that it's the best one, but it's one that's coming to my mind. If you had one word, one adjective to describe bullshitting, so I say manipulation. Right, not say that's correct. That's what's coming out of me right now. What would your number one descriptive word be for bullshitting? You only get one.
I just said bad. Bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, so if like the word manipulation kind of gives a little bit more of a direction. Can you use one that helps the motive? Of course, we know it's bad, but can you use one that actually kind of summarizes the intent?
I don't care. That's
too many words.
Yeah.
One word.
I guess I would say ignorance.
Oh,
okay. Good. That's really helpful to me. This is really starting now. The puzzle pieces are starting to fit together better for me.
It's intentional ignorance, and again,
yes.
So the intentional ignorant individual will sometimes get it right, and they'll use the same language. See, this is part of the problem with bullshit, is that makes it so compelling, is that it often sounds reasonable. And it uses the same business speak jargon maybe that everyone in the company uses, and it's bandwidth, leverage, and words like that kind of go with the culture. And it often sounds reasonable, but now it's often free of any sources and reason, but sometimes the ignorant individual, the intentionally ignorant individual, will get it right.
Can you define ignorant? Because I think ignorant is a word that people tend to not totally understand. A lot of times it's just, you're ignorant is like a slap to the face. It doesn't really describe what ignorant is.
It's an easy word to use at something. It's an easy word to sling at something.
Yeah, but people don't understand. Like a lot of times you'll hear a very educated person say, I'm kind of ignorant in this topic, which he's being honest and he's using the word properly. But people don't understand that, oh, you're not ignorant. The guy, yeah, in this topic I am,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to stick with ignorant in the sense that it is, if I don't really care about the truth, established knowledge, genuine evidence, then I'm willingly accepting my ignorance.
I'm
And
willing.
ignorance is meaning that you're not forget the term, educated, up to speed in this. Is that what when you say ignorance, is that what you're
not I'm thinking what it's saying, John, is you're not challenging it, you're accepting it, probably, right? John?
Yeah. How would you just describe ignorance so people could, because your word ignorant is perfect, but now define that for our audience, because I think some people have different ideas of what ignorant is.
Yeah, I guess on its rawest level, I would think of it as unknowledgeable, or I'm unknowledgeable about the topic or everything, or how to behave in this situation, or when it's that type of so in general. But if you forced me into one word, but if I could add another word, I would just say like intentionally ignorant.
Interesting.
Okay. I like it.
I'm choosing to not listen to any of the evidence. I don't care what experts say. I don't care what the evidence might suggest. I don't care about the facts. And I think that's a tragic thing, because again, if you think about all the decisions that you've ever made in your life, I would say people ought to give themselves a break, because usually at the time, if you did not see things clearly, it's usually the root. When people see things clearly, thousands of cognitive psychological studies have already shown that when people view the situation clearly, they can see all of the advantages and disadvantages of the different, options. They actually tend to make pretty rational decisions for themselves and for other people. But the major, I'm convinced that one of the major sources that distort clarity in decision making is bullshit-based reasoning, where either you don't know the facts, you don't know what you need to make this situation clear, and you're applying assumptions, false beliefs, or just opinions as opposed to evidence to make the decision. So it looks like a good decision at the time, right? But it's actually not, because it's just not clear. So bullshit is a sort of a major opponent of clarity in decision making. And so I think to just completely ignore truth, genuine evidence, established knowledge, which could change. The established knowledge is something that's changing, right? In the face of evidence. But with maybe the best data that I've got right now, the best available evidence I've got right now, is this a good decision or not? Most people can make the rational, what appears to be the good decision at the time. Now, in retrospect, hindsight is 20/20, and people give themselves,
I gotta pee now. I gotta go now. I'll be right back.
We're gonna reset as well here. Hey, you're hanging out with Keith and John here on Mornings Live with Keith, John, and friends every single day, 8:00 Eastern time, right here on YouTube, LinkedIn, and X. A fascinating conversation. Now, Johnny can hear me. I know Johnny can hear me. Might be one of the most fascinating conversations we've had on this show. There's been a lot of I got to go back and listen to this later. Dr. John Petrocelli, so we're talking bullshit. It's not, and I'm going to get to the comments here in the feeds here. I see your comment there, Coach Sider, Epstein files. Yes. Wilbur Nola, I see your comment there as well. Paul, I see your comment. Most cable news is either left-leaning or right-leaning, some more extreme than others. It's difficult to find unbiased news these days. I'd like to throw the question to Petrocelli around this word unbiased. I don't even know what that word means anymore. Bottom line is that people need to stop worshiping politicians. Fair enough. Politicians don't care about you. They only care about being elected and their donors. Cable news only cares about views and catering to one side to get those views. And what we're trying to do here is we're trying to provide clarity and try to find truth and put it up there. But again, Dr. John, it's not lost upon me because, the politics of the moment, the scandal of the moment right now is loaded around the Epstein files. And regardless of how one cares about them, it's not lost upon me that it's wrapped up in bullshit, right? And that's what's fascinating to me, because it's there's facts, there's no facts, there's being dismissive, and it's just a fascinating time, man. And I'm thoroughly enjoying our conversation with you. We'll get Johnny back before we say goodbye to you. What do you say to the word unbiased? That's a hard word to kind of wrap my head around today as well.
Yeah, if I think even if you designed an algorithm, simple on an Excel spreadsheet on how to, it's gonna the potential, what people value often becomes pegged as a bias. I mean, we call it I value this outcome. I value freedom.
We talked a couple weeks ago how democracy is defined differently in different parts of the world. So, you define democracy a different way than I define democracy. Freedom is different to you. Freedom is different to me, but yet we're both free. It's just, that's why I'm so fascinated about you, because I'm a conversationalist for a living. So when I hear you talking about this idea of bullshitting in conversation, it makes me really want to lean in and learn more.
Yeah, and with my beef with the sort of the bias literature, I guess, in the efforts, sort of the assumptions around bias is that we just have to become unbiased, right? But we've known for probably about 75 years now that it's not so much a motivational. It can be a motivational aspect. It's like I want my team to win. I love my team. It's not that I hate. It's not that I hate the outgroup or the other team. It's just I really love my team.
Yeah.
That's I'm motivated to see them win. And my Pirates just beat the Detroit Tigers. They swept them, by the way. And you said you wanted this to be a current events. I think that's a fact. And there's evidence that one of the worst teams in baseball now has beat the best team 3 games to none. But anyway, I think if you have any values, your biases are going to come out. And we've known again for 75 years that all it takes to judge the something like as simple as the similarity between 2 lines drawn on a piece of paper. Okay, we could say like, well, one is 5 inches and then one is 3 inches. All right, and people say, oh well, they're similar to an extent because they're lines, right, and they're straight, but one's bigger than the other. So they say, well, the similarity on a 0 to 10 scale, let's say it's a 6. Okay, now if you take in another condition, you take the same line, same piece of paper, and under one of them you write the letter A, and the other line you write the letter B. Now that judgment on average of a 6 similarity, now it's like a 5. Not a huge difference, but people see less similarity, greater difference as soon as you label things. As soon as you label them, or if you say like, we give you a bogus personality test, and we say, oh, Keith, you're an overestimator, and John, you're an underestimator. And we tell you, so you tend to, John, you tend to underestimate things like active volcanoes in the world, maybe the calories in an apple, and Keith, you overestimate them. Just meaningless stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then we'll say, all right, well, there are other participants in other cubicles in this experiment, in the study, the experiment. And some of them are underestimators and overestimators. And each round of this game, you're going to have to allocate a total of 15 points to the other participants. And what we find is people will favor their group. They'll favor, if this is an overestimator, Keith, then you'll tend to favor them, and you'll give them 8 points versus 7 as the closest, and you can't split points. So he's you have to allocate entire points, no half points. And John, you're going to tend to favor the underestimators. You'll give them as close as you can get to 8 to 7. Or sometimes you give all 15 to your group, and you don't meet these people. They don't actually even exist. Okay. You just know that there's an alleged individual in the next cubicle who is either in your group or in the out group. And we call these minimal groups. Groups because you have a minimal similarity with this individual, and that alone can kick off what we observe as a bias. And so it's not motivational, it's just how we're wired. It's a mental process that we just tend to favor our in-group over the out-group, and it has nothing to do with motivation. It's how we are wired.
Anderson, you're going to be fascinated by this. Dr. Petrocelli started out his career working in addiction counseling before pivoting to the world of psychology of bullshit. And I saw your jokes there, Petrocelli, that it's a natural transition from one tough habit to another. Like you go.
Dude, that's all me, brother. That's fucking. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Right.
I've just been fucking smart enough, or had enough discipline to connect my addiction to positive shit.
Well, but what's interesting, Johnny, is because Petrocelli brought up at the beginning of our conversation, he linked it to the philosophy of communication, right? And Anderson, I'm sorry, Petrocelli, you would know this, but Anderson's a philosophy major. He graduated philosophy major, so I always
minor,
and I always
don't oversell me.
Yeah, and I'm bullshitting, and I'm always talk. So I'm an AI nerd. I spend a lot of time in the AI world and nerdy about all that stuff. And to me, the future of the world is being a good communicator and leaning into ideas like philosophy, because critical thinking, right? So when I hear you communicate and Anderson talk, I think the idea of philosophy is more important than ever, John Petrocelli, because it's that critical thinking aspect. Snuffing out the bullshitters. Would you agree with that in a world of AI and what's true and what's not true?
Oh, absolutely. I think that the best tools that we have for rational decision making is critical thinking and a willingness to experiment.
Yeah.
To find the truth in this, in this context, for this person under these circumstances, and it's really a crapshoot in as far as your quality of decision making in life. I would say too, my book really is a critical thinking skills book. But if you call it Critical Thinking Skills 101, nobody wants to read it.
The life-changing science. So your book is the life-changing science of detecting bullshit.
Yes, yeah. Yes. It's not a political book. It's the fly on the cover too. That was actually decided 6 months before the Mike Pence, incident during the vice presidential debate. It had nothing to do with that. But I just thought, the fly is the prototypical bullshit detector.
Yeah, I have no fucking idea what you guys are talking about right now.
During the VP debate, there was a fly that was part of the.
Yeah, and here's the flies. Right, I insisted that there be a fly.
Oh, Petrocelli, you're funny, man.
The artist loved it. He put all kinds of, like the trail of a fly there.
Yeah,
anybody who has a dog or has been to a zoo or has a farm, knows right away that the flies are on it. I mean, they detect it immediately. Okay? So, I just thought, that's the best,
that's actually, that's cool, man.
It's really good. It's really good. Yeah. So listen, dude, producer Jimmy has been in my ear the whole show saying, we got to move it on. I love the conversation.
No, this is the one where we just let it roll. I'm happy to bypass my segment. Marty's segment was gone. See, brother, this is a huge compliment to you. There's normally a bunch of shit that would have gone on, but you're such a good guest. We're saying fuck all that stuff because we don't get guests like you that are truly like bringing the hammer with real fucking solid, informative information.
You've been the longest guest in the history of the show so far.
Oh, wow. Okay. Wow.
And I'm purposely not bringing out the goat button because I would be bullshitting you with the goat button because
the goat sounds like a fucking castrated goat. I told him, I said, do not give that to a female doing well, maybe, but do not give that to another male.
So I got to get a better goat for the next time Petrocelli shows up here because I think we got to bring him back. Dude, you have been dropping bombs. I want to be respectful of your time and work you on your way here. How can folks connect with you, find you, engage with you, hire you, get you to speak, find your book? Please take a couple of minutes or a minute or so, promote yourself and make sure the audience knows all about Dr. John Petrocelli.
Okay, well, you can find me easily, johnvpetrocelli.com. I had to add the V because there is another John Petrocelli in New York.
No shit.
Yeah.
He's a hypnotist, and he wasn't willing to sell me his website for like $5,000 or something.
You couldn't bullshit him enough there, Petrocelli.
No,
you couldn't.
yeah. So John V Petrocelli.
Petrocelli. Okay.
.com and I'm at John V Petro on X, Twitter.
Awesome. Hey, do you have kids?
Yes, one 16-year-old daughter who's crazy about tennis, and that's what I do in my off time is I just pick up tennis balls. I'm a tennis ball retriever in my other life. That's all I do.
Curious before you go, because I've really enjoyed our conversation, and so and I know how our kids deal with their parents, but I got to be curious. How do you talk with your daughter about truth and bullshitting and just kind of life? And I'm thinking you're just constantly giving her nuggets to be considering, right? Or is she just walking around as one big Johnny? She's one big skeptic, doesn't believe anything around her. Would that be fair to say?
I'm the one person probably in this world that's not allowed to bullshit at all in my home, because my wife and my daughter will call me.
I bet
immediately.
But what a great environment! What a great environment that nobody will put up with bullshit.
Yeah. So this wasn't bullshit, but this was a lie. I guess it was a lie. But for whatever reason, I think my daughter was 4, and I told her, "Oh yes, my high school football team. Yep, we won all of our games. We won all of our games. We never lost." I don't know why I told her that. I mean, we were like 500, And she said. No, Dad, you didn't win all of your games. Oh my goodness. she was 4 or 5, and I was like, no, this isn't gonna work.
You got her detector working early, didn't you?
Oh yeah. She's much more intelligent than I'll ever be. She was at 5th grade, concerned about a science grade. And she didn't have a phone. She didn't have a phone until about 2 years ago. I didn't let her have a cell phone until 2 years ago. And she's in 5th grade, concerned about a science grade. She gets straight A's. And her first search on Google, I let her use my laptop. And I of course, checked the history, Her search, what she searched, Google, was, does Harvard take 5th grade grades? And I'm thinking, okay, I don't have to.
Yeah, you're not worried about future searches after that.
I'm not worried about her. She's self-motivated. She studies her. I never have to tell her to do her homework or anything. So okay, she just has that inner will and motivation to just excel. And so, but yeah, I can't get away with any bullshit in my home. Unfortunately, because it does come in handy, because the problem is, people use it so much because it often works. It often works. So
got some great comments from the community. I want to throw at you, Petrocelli, before you go. We got Bernard coming in saying, John, thank you for your time and wisdom today. Terrific addition to the growth process. Lady Drew comes in and says, you are great. Keep it up. It's excellent. And then Bernard comes in and says, teaching your kids to have a BS detector is key to great decision-making skills. And a 5 or 4-year-old is dialed in on deciding if you were playing them or not. I love it. Where your kid is recognizing, Dad, you're bullshitting me, man. That's awesome. That means you're doing a great job being a parent. Dude, I'm very grateful for your time today. You've given me more than I could have asked for. And I know on behalf of Anderson here, we're very grateful for your time, your knowledge. You drop nuggets after nugget. And I hope you'll find some time to come back and hang out with us again sometime.
Sure thing. Thanks, guys.
Awesome. That'd be awesome.
Thanks.
All right, Jimmy, let's walk him out of here. Let's walk.
Thank you, brother. Pleasure. Thank you so much.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Awesome. Thank you, Dr. John. All right, Jimmy, let's walk him out. Let's keep it going here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. 8 o'clock Eastern time right here on YouTube, LinkedIn, and X.
Dude, that might have been the fastest fucking 90 minutes. 8 minutes until holy shit.
I don't even know where to go with that, because that was awesome, man. Like it was uncovering stuff that was like, I mean, holy shit. It was like
How could you not have learned from that?
Isn't that true? True story, as I like to say.
Yeah.
I just
God
want
damn
to keep leaning in and I just find it time because the world we live in right now, right? And I know I sound like an old dude, but I'll rephrase it. The world we live in now is there's information and facts and opinions is everywhere, and it's up to us to try to determine what's real and what's not. So now we have a bullshit expert teaching you how to discover bullshit. And the funny thing is that we know it is Johnny, but to hear him give us the tools to somebody is right. You know what I mean? That's what I enjoy.
Totally. Well, and then his delivery was in such a way that it was very easy to comprehend.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. And I love the fact that there's a dude out there on the planet that's built a successful career on finding bullshitters.
It's crazy, dude. It's crazy.
And because it's like, I'm building a career on calling out bullshitters, right? Like,
well, it's funny because you listen to it's kind of like sometimes a guest comes on and they're talking about the expertise, and then we realize that it's like all of a sudden you start kind of understanding a little bit more about what's going on around you, maybe what you're doing or what you're not doing. And I realized when he was talking, I was like, God, as soon as I recognize someone is full of shit, I just try. I mean, if I don't know, I'll ask a question because it's sometimes like, okay, if this is true, fuck, I want to know more. So I'll pitch a question as a detector. But as soon as I recognize someone's full of shit, I realize this is not protecting my time.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. And what I've enjoyed about it, and I know I joke often on the show about the theater of politics, and I enjoy the theater of it. What I've enjoyed about the conversation with Petrocelli is that he's given me more tools to, as I read and as observe the world, I can have more humor around the bullshit that I see around there, right? It's like, oh, bullshitter and bullshitter, right? And what you do about that next, right?
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It was a great conversation.
I'll tell you what else I enjoy with him as well. And here's how we'll you and I can wrap up here today as well. I got a little segment here we can throw on the table. Is that he talked about he hated working out, and he's like, I didn't like. Yeah,
that was it's at very first he was social. When I was thinking doctor, I was like, God damn it, man, this is like another fucking doctor that tells everybody to do shit and doesn't do it. So I was really happy to hear he was a social. Yeah. Well, I was like, oh God.
It was nice that but it linked back to what we talked about yesterday, because some people are like, I don't want to work out, I hate working out. Well, no, but you just haven't found what you like to do to work out.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
like when he's shagging balls for his daughter, that's a form of exercise, and he loves that, I'm sure.
100%. So, Jimmy, we got Jimmy, do you want to go to do Today I Learned segment, Jimmy, or do you want to do the cardio paradox? Wrap it up with Johnny here. We can do the cardio paradox. It's actually a fun one. Yeah, Jimmy, let's do the cardio paradox. Let's do I won there. Why training easier makes you stronger. It'll be a great way to walk Johnny out of the lab here, because it's great, just great knowledge around. It just closes the loop on hating working out or not hating working out, because you know what? You don't have to go fucking hard every single day, because I think often, John, that's why people are like, I don't want to go work out because I'm going to hate it. No,
it's this kind of blanket perception of what it is.
Yes.
And it's like somehow, some way, if you're not just killing yourself, it's just, you're not getting the job done. No, just do it a little bit every day. And when you do it a little bit every day, there'll be days where we probably choose to work a little harder. But just the important part is just moving and doing movement every day.
I guarantee you guys, if you asked John a question, whether you said to him, Johnny, would you like me to be consistent or intensive? He'd say consistent. Because
guaranteed.
You're going to be intense one day and then be inconsistent the other 6. He's like saying, call me back when you want to be consistent. Jimmy, let's run the hook.
What if everything you've been told about effective cardio training is completely backwards? Most men either avoid cardio entirely because high-intensity sessions feel unsustainable, or they're burning out from constantly pushing to their limits, wondering why their progress has stalled and recovery feels impossible. That high-intensity work simply cannot achieve, increasing fat oxidation by up to 300%. The game-changing 80-20 rule. Make 80% of your cardio zone 2 training and watch your body transform into a fat-burning machine while actually enjoying the process. It's time to train smarter, not harder. Your breakthrough is waiting in the conversation zone.
There you go, guys. A little tip for you guys here today. You don't have to go hard at it all the time. Johnny, I knew you had something to say before we slipped out of that there.
Yeah, I was going to say, of course, I break it down. I make it simple.
Yeah.
First thing you got to judge or you got to focus on or work on is showing up, right?
Yes.
Second thing is judge your efforts. Don't judge the outcome, because the outcome some days is not going to be what you want it to be. Maybe you don't have the time. Maybe you didn't sleep well. But if you judge your effort, okay, I'm here. I got 20 minutes. I'm going to put the work in. I'm going to give it a good effort. You can leave feeling accomplished, which means you'll want to do it again tomorrow. All we're trying to do is promote that, I guess you'd say, that circuit, that loop, whatever you want to call it. It's so simple. Habit number one is showing up, right? And then the next habit is judge your effort. That's it. Because people think about it like this. People go in and they want to perform a certain number on bench press. They don't hit that number. It's the first exercise. Now they're all butt hurt. They're all messed up, and they destroy the rest of their workout. Well, how is that going to make you better? Versus you're like, go in there, fuck, I busted my ass on that bench. The numbers didn't work out today, but man, I put the effort in. See, that right there, that's going to keep the progress coming.
Yes, exactly correct. Hey, guys, Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends every single day here, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Johnny, before you go, if you got 2 minutes, I got something fun for you. Could you imagine if a cat saved your life in an emergency? Well, I'm going to throw it on the table here to quit. Hold on, Jimmy. Jim H loves big women. Good for you, Jim H. I love my woman. I'll tell you that. I love my woman. And she's not the biggest woman. She's the hottest woman. Lauren, I love you, baby. Jim loves big women. Johnny loves Terry. And B Drive's here as well. But Johnny, could your cat save your life in an emergency? Well, dude, one man's did. And the story is both unbelievable and absolutely true. Well, actually, I don't know if it's bullshit or not after our meeting with Petrocelli.
You gotta be careful with the absolutes.
Right. But today we're going to talk about Tommy the cat who did what no one expected. Johnny, this cat dialed 911. Yeah, true story. Now, this isn't just a cute
on a cell phone.
Yeah, I don't know. So let's just run the clipper, Jimmy. This isn't a cute animal story. It's a reminder of what's possible when care, connection, and preparation come together. Whether you're living alone, navigating health challenges, Tommy's story shows how deep that human-animal bond can really go. I know you're a dog lover. I'm a cat lover. But Gary Roshinishin of Columbus, Ohio, lived with osteoporosis and frequent mini strokes. Knowing his, get this, brother. So you got to train your dog with what's next. Knowing his risks, he trained his orange tabby cat, Tommy, to press the 911 speed dial on his phone placed on the floor. One day, Gary fell from his wheelchair, and he couldn't reach his emergency cord, phone, or medical alert necklace. A 911 dispatcher received a silent call. The cat hit the button. When police arrived, they found Gary helpless on the ground and Tommy next to the call. It was clear Tommy made the call that saved Gary's life. So nation, if you live alone or care for someone with health vulnerabilities, Keith and Johnny are training our dogs today. Make sure emergency systems are accessible, including fall-friendly phone placement or voice-activated options. Don't underestimate.
You hear stuff like this that animals do. I mean, because if you think about it, what you'll do for a loved one in that moment is it's really kind of, you can't really put a limitation to it.
I don't know about you, and I know I'll make your chin quiver because mine does. That's why I'll say it quickly here. But my feeling about my animals, and I know you feel about you around, like it crushes me. Like it crushes me, right? And I know it would you as well when you're like wondering why, like a couple weeks ago when Midas ate that rat poison. I know it was killing you inside because it can't communicate to you, yet all you want to do is help the animal.
Yeah. No, it's tough for sure. It's because they really become part of your family. It's a family member.
100%. All right, pal, what do you got going on today, brother? Today is training day for you. You had day off yesterday.
No, yesterday was. Today is a much fucking needed rest day, brother. If I had two workouts yesterday, I got myself lined up with a bunch of stuff that I'm interested to work on. I'm gonna take on my nap's gonna be a good one today.
Good. I have. I'm gonna go crush some shoulders here today, and I'm looking forward to that. And a bunch of fun stuff to work on today as well. And it's a nice rainy day today. I don't mind these rainy days. I feel like I'm quite productive here today. So, Global come in and says some states. Oh, get this. Global comes in and says some states have a program where computer will call you 3 times a day. If not answered, a real person will find you. Interesting. I did not know that, Global. That's interesting. And then Matt Roof comes back and says the judge of a human's character is their capacity to love an animal. Hey, speaking of bullshit, I like just leave an AI thing. Yesterday, an app that I use to create our shit allows you now to take your face and put it on any face. I'm sorry, your face to put it on any body instantly on the internet. Just like that.
It's getting harder and harder to detect bullshit, isn't it?
Yes, that's exactly my point why I wanted to bring it up, actually. Yeah. So, all right, pal. Well, listen, you have yourself a good day today. I'm gonna wrap up with the community corner. Mornings in the lab with Keith, John, and friends. How about that billboard over Venice Beach that I saw fly with that airplane flying over yesterday?
That was pretty cool, brother.
Pretty cool, eh? Cool. Yeah, absolutely. I'm working hard to make that banner say true motherfucking story, but it's still maybe by next week the generative tools will get better. So
yeah. Hey, this afternoon I'm definitely more free than these last couple of days. So let's try to catch
100%. Yeah, absolutely. All right, brother. You have yourself a great day. Lots of love to you and from the community to John Anderson. Guys, say goodbye to Johnny. We'll see him tomorrow, 8:00 Eastern time. We're gonna have some fun tomorrow on the big Free for All Friday with Keith, John, and the gang.
Tomorrow, Friday? Holy shit, it is!
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I know. It just goes and goes and goes and goes the loop, man. Living life and enjoying it every single day.
That's it. Have a good loop, my brother.
You too, pal. All right, Johnny's gonna get out of here. Jimmy, I want to publicly call you out, man. That was an awesome delivery of our Today I Learned segment with the cat, dude. Brilliant. You did a great job with it. It's awesome. I like how we delivered the beginning of it and then how we delivered the B-rolls along the way. Hey, LaakhuPipo, generative AI is nearly valueless for anyone with useful skills. Hold on. Generative AI is nearly valueless for anyone with useful skills. Here's the emoji, Jimmy. I'm not sure I understand that. Could you expand on that, LaakhuPipo? Yeah. Look at a B drive. Matthew, that is one very good way to tell if you need to look closer. True story. Roofy comes in and says, the judge of a human's character is their capacity to love an animal. Yes. Roofy, I love that, my man. Oh, man. You see some of my business calls. My animals are crawling all over me. And I know your animals are crawling all over you as well. Roofy's a cat guy. I'm a dog guy. Is it wondering that we've come together, Roofy? Because you're a cat guy, I'm a dog guy. Like usually, I don't know if cat guys and dog guys come together, but we found a way to come together. We found a way. Maybe you're a dog guy too. I don't know. All right, Jimmy. Jimmy, I think he means like an AI is for a skillful man. I'm just still caught up in the bullshit. Global comes in. Most stories online give you limited facts and leave information out to explain rationality of actions. Oh, Global, you're awesome. And LaakhuPipo, if you are unskilled, generative AI has already replaced you. Yes. If you have useful skills, generative AI outputs are redundant and low quality. I don't agree with you there, LaakhuPipo. I don't agree with you there. I have found that I am unskilled. No, I got a few skills. So I think I'm a skilled human, and I do think that the AI outputs that I'm able to create are awesome because of my skills. So I hear your point, but I think that my ability to unlock the value in the generative AI allows me to create great content, high quality, as you're seeing with this show here. This show is very much majorly produced with AI. And I think it's because of my skills. So I'm not sure. LaakhuPipo, I'd love to have the conversation with you. Great segue, Jimmy. You can have the conversation with LaakhuPipo. You can call me right now on the show. I'll bring you on the show right now. LaakhuPipo, I'd love to have you on the show right now. Call my phone number, 431-300-3005. Let's talk about you. I want to The outputs will improve based on the prompts. Yes, I'm with you there, LaakhuPipo. Hey, listen, if you want to have the conversation, join me, 431-300-3005, and we can have a conversation about your views. I'm very curious about your views. And Rufy comes back. I love dogs, but I've had my heart broken too. Yes. Yes. Oh, Rufy, that's Rufy, that might be a Kindness Rising conversation, dude. Oh, when I lost my Ray Charles, that was a big trauma in my life, so I'm with you there. Yes, we can keep saying LaakhuPipo. I'll just keep saying it, Rufy. Why not? That's exactly. Am I missing the point here with LaakhuPipo? But 431-300-3005 would be the best way to join the conversation. We're talking AI, generative AI here on Mornings in Alive with Keith, John, and friends. Johnny's gone. You just got Keith and friends left here. So I'm going to keep our show going here. Jimmy, I'm looking to my right to the camera to see what kind of topics we have left to get into today, or if we're just going to move on over to. Oh, Jimmy. Hey, I got something fun. Jimmy, should we talk about some toenails? Yeah. So 431-300-3005. Yes, call LaakhuPipo and I'll bring you in. 431-300-3005. Jimmy, put the phone number up for LaakhuPipo. And I got my line ready there, LaakhuPipo, 431-300-3005. I would invite you to join the live conversation. We can bring you onto the show right now and have a conversation if you want to join here. So I will bring you up and we'll have a conversation around AI and your views on generative AI, because I am equally curious about them as well. 431-300-3005, or send me a text, or, here it is right now. LaakhuPipo, Mornings Alive with Keith and friends. What's shaking, Laakhu? Hold on. Hold the horses. I need to do this, and I'm going to bring on, here you go. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
LaakhuPipo, what's going on? Welcome to Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. How are you today? Where are you joining me from, Laakhu?
Joining from Virginia, Virginia, basically Northern Virginia.
Nicely done, my brother. So, hey, we're talking generative AI, and I was curious about your comments there. Could you expand on your view? The outputs will improve based on the prompts being specific with context, et cetera, et cetera. Talk a little bit about your views on AI, Laakhu.
Yeah. So, just as some context for why I have this view, I'm in SaaS. I've been basically supporting the release of a suite of AI products for the last 2.5 years. So I've gotten to see them applied in the e-commerce space for brands, basically trying to, automate their support, trying to produce content on their site, marketing even, and basically supporting them and enabling them in order to do so. So I do get to see some of the limitations of, the commercial facing AI abilities these days. And yeah, pretty much, there is definitely some useful applications. I just think that out of all of the AI tools out there right now, I'd say, like, if I had to guess, somewhere around 75% of them, I would say, are like bad use cases, where that other 25% are actually, producing outputs that are on par with an expert in that designation.
Oh, interesting. It's hard to argue that, actually. I would say that there is a lot of slop being created, isn't there?
Yeah, that's a big issue.
Yeah, and I saw your last comment there, which was, and I think it was the fact that as time goes on, so the outputs will improve based on the prompts being specific with context, et cetera, et cetera. Where do you see that space in 6 months from now?
Right now, one of the main issues that a lot of these huge generative AI models have, like the LLMs themselves.
Yeah.
So much more content on the internet is actually AI generated already.
Yes.
There's estimations that it's been the case for a while now that more content online is AI generated than human made. The issue comes in now where it's not necessarily improving. We would need so much more data and so much more processing power that it's just not feasible to really get to that next noticeable amount of improvement as far as performance goes with outputs. So we're a little bit stuck right now because it's somewhat being trained on its own slop. So there's no real way for us to filter out all AI generated content and only give really high quality information for it to be trained on, which would result in higher quality outputs. But we're kind of hitting that limit where it's been unregulated for a while. and the internet is pretty much flooded. I mean, the floodgates have been open. So that's where some of my enterprise clients I've worked with, they run into issues with big data because of that. It's just really hard to move the needle beyond basically like 80% success rate with some of these AI tools. That's usually what you see. And then there's still that variable like 10 to 20% of hallucinations or just basically unexpected, undesired behavior from an AI.
Yeah, we're in the community right now with LaakhuPipo who joined the show here by calling 431-300-3005. Hey, Laakhu, how did you find us? Curiously, how did you find our show?
I'm on YouTube live like almost every morning these days, like starting a slow work day. So I just scroll until I find something interesting. And you guys were actually having a cool conversation. So
awesome. Well, listen, I want to invite you to stick around. I want to invite you to subscribe to our channel and join the Mornings in the Lab community. We have an incredible community, folks like Lady Drew Booger. We got B Drive. We got Matthew Roof. We have Global. We have an incredible community that I know would welcome you to our show. Laakhu, we get after it every single day here, 8 o'clock Eastern time, but actually starts even earlier than that. Matt Roof starts a show on our network here at 7:30 Eastern time. We go from 7:30 until 10 o'clock Eastern time, Laakhu. We talk business, we talk athletics, we talk AI, we talk performance. Today we talked with a guest about bullshit, brother. We had a 45-minute conversation with a guy who detects bullshit out there, and I think yourself, who is in the world of AI, and you can agree with me that there's a lot of bullshit out there. We had a guy talking bullshit on the show here today, so I'd invite you to connect with me on LinkedIn, Keith Billis, and I'd invite you to come back and hang out on our show a little more sometime, brother.
That sounds good. I'll stick around.
Thanks
awesome. For having me.
Yeah, absolutely. LaakhuPipo joining us in the show today, guys. And dude, I love the fact that you picked up the phone and you called, you took my invite and you made the phone call. And that makes me smile, and it just shows me that we're creating value here. So I appreciate you, my friend, and I invite you to subscribe and come back, and I'll look for you in the comments. And as you can see, we're pretty active here. We go at it daily, man. So hopefully you'll make us part of your daily habit.
I'll be here tomorrow.
Awesome, Laakhu. All right, pal, take care. LaakhuPipo joining us this morning on Mornings in the Lab with Keith and friends. Dude, this is awesome. I'm hanging up with you right now, brother. All right, we're saying goodbye to Laakhu. Jimmy, that was freaking cool, man. That's just what we're doing here. B Drive, Lady Drew, Matthew Roof. That was fucking awesome. I really enjoyed that. We got Villa Cat of Val coming in here. God doesn't mean superhuman or spirit, because it will always mean supreme being. Yes. Yes. That's just what I'll respond to that. All right, Jimmy, I think we should go to the, we got, I see that, Matthew. Badass is right, brother. 1993, Kerry and McCain went to Vietnam to search for a POW that was based on a photoshopped photo. Yes, I knew of that as well. Well, hey, Global, how about this one? I'm going to look at my camera. We'll have some fun with this one. I'll take my eyes off. I think you're going to appreciate this one, Global. I don't know. I'm 53. I'm thinking we're going to be kind of same demographic here, but hey, Global. No. There are definitely weapons of mass destruction in Iraq. I'm telling you. I'm Colin Powell. I know there are weapons. I'm going to go on to CNN right now, and I'm going to have a big event and display to the world that there are actually WMDs there. I know there's WMDs there, Global. We all know how that didn't work out, right? So I hear you, man. That was what is real? What is bullshit? That's a true story. All right. Okay, guys, I'm going to pivot my sound effects. Jimmy, I got to get better with my buttons. Speaking of buttons, I like pushing Matt Roof's buttons. I love that guy. You guys met Matt? 7:30 Eastern time, the guy's got a show called Kindness Rising. But dude, if you saw his thumbnail today, you might have looked, he was a fucking badass in his thumbnail. The guy is a badass, man. The toothless guy. Yeah, go check him out. Matt Roof, find him on LinkedIn. Go find him on his channel. Go subscribe. Guys, go subscribe to Kindness Rising. LaakhuPipo, go subscribe to Kindness Rising. Go subscribe to the channel as well. We are building something big in front of all of you guys here. So with yes, Laakhu, that is absolutely great. These topics are up my alley too, man. Matt is great. The thumbnails, yes. Holroyd, Uncle Keith got his fingers into Matt's thumbnails for one day, just one day only. Matt's doing a great job. I'm doing an awesome job here, getting after it every single day, right here in the lab. Okay, so I'm going to change some sound effects so we can go to the community corner. Bees don't bullshit you; they outwork you and are more efficient. Or Bernard, they just sting you, right? Like, I'm not bullshitting you; I'm just stinging you. Right. So here's what's really cool is that I got to pause. I fucking love you guys in my community. It's just so true. It's just we are building a community here, and it's clear to me. So I do want to throw a tennis ball back to you guys. Okay, here comes the tennis ball, and I'm calling you guys out. Holroyd, B Drive, Lady Drew, Roofy, LaakhuPipo, Global. What do you guys want to talk about as well? And I'm serious, right? So I want, I'm realizing as we're growing this thing that this is LaakhuPipo. Is there a Discord? Great question. I'm going to tell you my truth. Oh, truth. So I haven't set up a Discord. Why? Because I'm really trying to lean into building a community here on YouTube. YouTube is doing a wonderful job leaning into building community here on the platform. So guys, I would invite you, LaakhuPipo, maybe you want to help me lead this thing. I'm really hoping to I'm looking to build the community right here on the YouTube channel. So they've launched their communities tab. So actually, I can look to you guys to help me do this. So Bernard, Holroyd, LaakhuPipo, if we can get into the YouTube side of the community here on our channel, we can grow this baby. Right. So I'm going to start actively, intentionally posting more content there, looking for more engagement for you guys there. So if you guys can, if we all can get there, that's great. Or LaakhuPipo, if you want to help me launch my Discord, I'm all about that as well, brother. So, but truthfully, what I've learned is that we can try to do a lot of things and suck at it, or we can try to do a few things and be really tight. So Laakhu, we've been really growing our business right here on YouTube, over here on LinkedIn, and over here on Substack, which is really kind of where our three predominant places are. But Laakhu, I want you to know you found home. You have found a home here. Every single day, 8 o'clock Eastern time. I'm going to use our community is very welcoming and will welcome you in here. So makes sense. I saw that update, but haven't looked into the futures. I'll take a closer look and make some posts to get some engagement. Dude, you are awesome. And Laakhu, if you want to be on the show here as a guest, we'd love to even think about, I'd love to, let's connect on LinkedIn, man. You obviously have some knowledge, you have some things to talk about. So would love to have you up here as well. Looking back in the comments here, Jimmy. Yes, more shows, good views. I'm happy to see what is spontaneous. Sometimes like today from B Drive, Bernard. God, I love you guys bringing the comments up here. Guys, let me just pause and tell you guys how I put the show together. Okay, just so you guys know, I'm going to be very transparent. So every single week I sit back and I look for topics to throw on the table, to bring on the table. And then depending on how the conversation goes with our guests, whether we get to them or not. But like I said, I want to talk about things that you guys want to talk about as well, because the conversation works best when we're all talking, right? So, and I'm more than happy just to simply be the host, to be the shepherd, to bring everybody together. So Bernard, you were awesome. You dropped something in my text a couple days ago. We're going to put that on the table tomorrow. We do have a guest tomorrow. It fell through the free-for-all Friday cracks. We've been really focusing on doing free-for-alls to bring the community into this thing on Fridays. We do have a guest tomorrow, but we're going to keep it relatively loose tomorrow on tomorrow's show. But guys, next week and forward, if there's things you want to talk about, you're like, I want to talk about this with the community, send it my way, drop it into the Mornings in the Lab YouTube community, and we'll talk about it, guys, right? This is our show, not my show. And, well, no, actually, it is my show. But it's a kind of our show too. But truthfully, guys, and then what we'll do here as time goes by, we'll all get together and we're going to do some big event along the way. Yes, Global, you're awesome, man. You guys are awesome in the community getting after it. Okay, so Holroyd comes in and says, hold on here. I'm going to go back up here to the top here. Laakhu says, I think centralizing the community all in one channel is the best way to avoid fragmenting. I agree, Laakhu. So we're going to keep it here on the Mornings in the Lab community. I appreciate you, man. And those that want to help out grow this baby. And again, I'll be true. I'll offer truth. I'm not going anywhere. And anybody that has been around for a while, Laakhu, talked to Holroyd, talked to Global, talked to Bernard. They have been around with me since day one here, and they know that we're not going anywhere. I need something to do when I wake up, and that is to have a conversation to get myself going to host this show. So if you're concerned about investing time somewhere and wondering if it's going to end, no, we're not going anywhere. We're building something pretty special here in the lab. Keep going in the community here. Matthew says, what is LaakhuPipo? Got to have the original of that. And the yes, Global, thank you, brother. Yes, use Keith in the lab to communicate to others. LaakhuPipo is a Swedish candy. It's a licorice pipe. Laakhu equals licorice. Licorice, yeah? Licorice from Uncle Keith with accent. Lauren's just rolling her eyes right now. Laakhu equals licorice. Pipo equals pipe. Oh, yeah, there we go. And then Bernard is coming back to you, Laakhu, saying, glad to have you here. That is awesome. Laakhu, go check out Bernard's B channel. Dude, Bernard, put your B channel here in the comments, man. Guys, if you haven't checked out Bernard's B channel, and here's the thing about bees affect all of us, yet we all, I think, really don't pay attention to it. And now that I've been talking to Bernard, I've been paying more attention to the bees. I fucking love the bees. Right, so go subscribe to Bernard's B channel. It's a great channel. He's great content, and he's educating all of us. Don't kill. Listen, if you're like, this bee's bugging me, don't kill it. We don't want to kill the bees. No, we'll kill the wasps with the hornets. Hey, Bernard, can we kill the wasps with the hornets? I think they give grief to the bees, right? We can kill the wasps and the hornets, but not the bees, right? So Bernard is our resident beekeeper here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Okay, so I was looking for my buttons, and because I like pushing buttons, as you guys know. I think I'll start this one here today. There we go. No, we're gonna do this one instead. We're gonna go with this one. Yeah. All right. Uncle Keith, do some dancing. It is time for the community corner. Oh, hold the horses here. Hold the fucking horses. Roofy coming in by saying, now instead of saying, suck my dick, I'm going to say, lick my LaakhuPipo from... I'm telling you, he's the kindness rising guy. Don't misinterpret Matt Roof's kindness with being funny, because there might be one and the same there. Roofy. Oh my God. It's time for the community corner where we're going to connect LinkedIn and Substack on Mornings in a Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Why do so many men feel empty even when life looks good on the outside? Jimmy, I know why. Because they're bullshitting. Yes. They're just full of bullshit. That's it. Bullshit. There's bullshit. Are we chasing happiness or purpose? Or are we just chasing bullshit? In a world obsessed... You guys notice I do this often? Because I'm talking to you guys. In a world notice, it's like my pop, 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 pop. You guys like this part? Yeah. Hey, now instead of a world obsessed with performance and storytelling, are we trading real connection for shallow spectacle? Do you think we are? Let's dig in. Let's challenge what's holding us back and ask ourselves this. What actually moves the needle in a man's life? What is it? What is it, huh? I'll tell you what it is. Happiness. The happiness trap. Why purpose? Oh, Eric Mack. Roofy, Eric Mack. Purpose. Why purpose is the real fuel. Does the pursuit of happiness, good band, by the way. You guys know the pursuit of happiness? Yeah. Does the pursuit of happiness actually make us feel more fulfilled? Or does it leave us emptier than before? You're like, oh yeah, happy, and then I'm empty. Oh. Joy from measured life breaks it down. Happiness is momentary, but purpose is what sticks when things get hard. Purpose is what gets you through the grind and takes and makes you resilient when life punches you back. So are you chasing a good time or a good reason just to get out of bed? Think about which one really drives your next move. Because if it's purpose, it might be the right reason. Or which one's missing when you feel stuck. All right. Whoa, this is a good one. The new porn. What? Did you say porn? Did Uncle Keith say porn? I did. I said porn. The new porn. How we lost real stories and settled for a spectacle. Well, Abram Schaefer on Substack asks, what if our culture has replaced storytelling with empty spectacle? It's an interesting question. He calls it the new porn. Endless content that's all surface, no substance. Just surface, scroll, surface. We crave these viral hits and quick dopamine hits, but we forget about building those real connections or sharing the messy, meaningful stuff. When did we decide as humans that feeling nothing was better than risking feeling too much? Oh, let's do a rewind on that one. When did we decide, nation? Mornings in the Lab Nation, when did we decide that feeling nothing was better than risking feeling too much? Great question. Because if culture is built on shallow drops instead of deep stories? What does that mean for our growth, for our mindset, for our sense of self? Bernard, Laakhu, Rufy, what is it? If culture is built on shallow drops instead of these deep stories, I'm telling you, what does that mean for our growth? Or are we just all going to be chasing bullshit? Laakhu, ever seen Equilibrium? Made me think of this. I don't know if I have seen it. Tell me more. All right. My equilibrium's off this morning in a good way. When it's time to walk away, the power of brutal honesty. James Raycroft Davis shares how he told a founder to shut down his company. He's like, fuck, boom, boom. Yeah, the guy had been neglected, rejected, broke, and still clinging to false hope. Sometimes the hardest advice is the truest. Letting go is the move that lets you build again. Fellas, real talk isn't always nice, but it is necessary. Laakhu, our growth is secondary to the capitalist machine. Oh, interesting. I like that. Are you being honest about what's not working? Or are you just stubbornly holding on? Because I'll tell you, as I build this show, I ask my team, I ask myself daily, to make change, you got to make change. If something's not working, we got to change. Because beginning again is brave and frankly the best decision sometimes, but you got to know when to begin again. So never be ashamed if you need to begin again. All right. Moving over to LinkedIn. Back one more time. The 6 a.m. walk. That changes everything. 6? Who's sleeping till 6? Debbie O'Neill got a text from her best friend. 6 a.m. walk. Her gut reaction. No way, baby. It's too cold. It's cold. I want to stay in bed. It's early. Who wants to get up too early? Really? But she said yes. And that one decision, you know what it did? You know what it did? It changed her fucking life. And it changed the energy of her entire day. Your biggest breakthroughs come from saying yes to discomfort. So maybe your next win isn't about what you want to do, but it's what you're resisting. Think about that. Maybe the next win today isn't what you want to do, but it's actually that item on your list that you're just procrastinating on. So invite yourself to ask yourself this: what if you did it, and what if you won? Imagine how that would feel. Imagine how that would feel. That is a true story. Yeah, that's it for the community corner, fellas. What a great one today, man. Laakhu joins the call. We're going to get to our creator spotlights here in 2 minutes. So what's the move you're ready to make to chase more purpose? Tell the real story. Let go of what's not working, or just choose to get up and walk early. I invite you to make your choice and get after it, guys. I do. And if you want your story featured on the Mornings in the Lab Community Corner, I invite you to follow us on Substack and LinkedIn and tag us in your next post. Laakhu, I see you. Equilibrium with Christian Bale. Love Christian Bale. Huge fan of that dude. Sci-fi dystopian in the near future where creativity and emotion is a crime. Members of society have to take a chemical suppressant to avoid feeling. Yes, I know of it now, brother. Man, this live session has offered more insightful thoughts than the hours of other YouTube lives I've watched over the last few months. Brother, you are going to get nuggets every single day here on the show. It's what I do. Yep. Laakhu, I'm going to tell you something, man. I'm looking at you, ears up. I'm coming to you with glasses off in the camera. Boom, boom. There's 2 dudes here on the planet right now. Keith Billis and Matt Roof. We get up every single day, go to bed every single day, with one mission, Laakhu, to create the greatest morning show platform on the motherfucking planet. True story. Oh, that's one of my sayings, by the way. Yeah, true story. So if you're looking for a morning conversation that only gets better every single day, ask the community. I'm not bullshitting you, man. That's my mission. That's my purpose, to create a reason for you to get up and join my show every single day, my brother. So I'm really glad you're here. I'm really grateful you called me today. Let's get back at it. All right, Jimmy, let's run it, man. Let's run it. Let's get to our first creator spotlight on this morning's Community Corner.
What if the secret to building a six-figure business had nothing to do with fancy funnels, cold DMs, or chasing algorithms, and everything to do with finding your voice and refusing to sound like everyone else? She transformed from corporate dropout to business powerhouse, creating a six-figure empire with 80K plus followers using nothing but sharp positioning and magnetic content. Her clients have launched multiple 50K plus services, generated 25K plus in sales in 6 weeks, and secured global brand deals, all because she taught them to stop hiding behind generic messaging. Mornings in the Lab is excited to celebrate Laura Amy, the go-to girl for building six-figure brand voices who proves that when your brand voice is aligned, your entire business moves faster. Follow Laura Amy and discover how authentic positioning can transform your business from invisible to influential.
There's something magnetic about people who refuse to fit in a box. I'm one of them, and so is Laura Amy. Laura Amy is one of those people. She's wildly sarcastic. She's unapologetically bold and has zero tolerances for playing small. That's a true story. When everyone else was following formulas and trying to sound professional, Laura was building a voice that couldn't be ignored. She doesn't pretend to be anything other than her unapologetic self. Laura proves that your personality isn't something to hide behind your brand, baby. Because here's the reality. Yes, your personality is your brand. What? Did he just say what I've always thought? Yes, motherfuckers, your personality is your brand. Show it off. Just like Laakhu did today. Called me up. He's like, yeah, I got an opinion. So be your personality. Don't hide from your personality. I'm getting to know B-Drive's personality, and I love it. It's his personal brand. The reason I invited Matt Roof to hang out with me because I fell in love with his personality. Yeah, I'm using the L word. True story, you guys. Your personality is your personal brand, so don't be afraid to get after it. And when you own that, secret, everything changes. How do I know? True story. Hey, Laura, we'd love to have you on the show. Love to have you on the show, Laura. True story, yes. Would love to have you here. Actually, over there on the side of the camera. So I can give you the creator spotlight. Yeah, I'm talking in half sentences right now. Like a rapper. Like Marshall Mathers. Oh yeah, Eminem. Hey, love to have you here. Would love to invite you on the show. Would love to give you the big old creator spotlight so we can shine on somebody in your world. In your world, Laura. In your motherfucking world. I want to give you the light and shine it on them so we can celebrate them. Yes. Laura Amy, the creator spotlight this morning in the community corner on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. Jimmy, let's go to the next one.
Ever wake up feeling torn between crushing your goals and being there for your kids? Like you're failing at both because you can't fully commit to either? You're not alone in that 3 a.m. anxiety spiral. This guy turned this exact struggle into a movement. He went from employee number 5 at a startup to building a 6-figure creator business, all while raising 4 kids. The YouTube channel hit 100,000 subscribers by teaching productivity through bullet journals. But his real superpower? Showing ambitious dads they don't have to choose between success and presence. Mornings in the Lab is excited to celebrate Matt Ragland, the productivity expert helping fathers win at work without losing at home. Follow Matt's Real Dad Talk newsletter for weekly wisdom on balancing ambition with actual bedtime stories.
There's a certain calm in the way that Matthew Ragland approaches life. Yeah. Not because it's always easy, but because he's learned how to blend ambition with presence. He built his skills at ConvertKit and Podia, helping creators thrive. But his real story unfolds at home, where being a father of 4 means every day is a study in priorities. Matthew's teaching dads and creators productivity skills so they can focus on what matters most. Whether he's breaking down bullet journaling, growing a community, or championing family time, Matthew proves success is about intention. So guys, I invite you to go follow Matt Ragland on Substack. Go check him out. Go see what he has to say over on his Substack. And Matty, here's how it works, brother. Would love to have you on the show, man. Would love to have you here hanging out with me. Love to have you here in your beard, your awesome hair. Bring you up here and get to know you. But most importantly, would love to hand you the creator spotlight. So you can take that spotlight and shine it on somebody in your world. It's part of our next community corner daily right here on Mornings in the Lab with Keith, John, and friends. All right. Boogie, boogie, Lady Drew. I see it. Okay. Little pause from Uncle Keith over here. Look at the comments. B Drive. Let me see here. Looking back at the comments, Bernard, I found it very worthwhile to be part of the community here. I think you will as well. Bernard, I appreciate you, man. Absolutely. LaakhuPipo, already feeling that B. What's your main B channel? I can't clip profiles. I came back every day. My username, blah, blah, blah. Also good use of AR for these highlights. Since the meat and potatoes of your content is you on screen. Yes. So Laakhu, you're going to notice something, man. You're going to notice how much I am using my skills as a human to lean into the AI tools that are all around us. So, and what you're also going to notice, man, I'm just going to say I'm quite proud of it, actually, because I come from the world of social, built a social media company and sold it. So I kind of get a sense of how the world works in the media side of things. So what we're doing here is we're using a very aggressive stance of human content. That's me, John, and the guests, supported by all the AI content. So if you see the content on my channel, go check out some of the recent shorts. They're actually AI versions of me, supplemented with real versions of us. I think that's the future of content creation, giving you real me, trust with me, and then supplementing with some of the AI stuff that we can create. So I'm glad you can see it. I'll tell you right now, I get a sense you can appreciate what we're doing here. So I love that you're leaning into that. I appreciate that. Global, not having children is trending these days. Economics of youth do not see a family future. Oh man, Global, you know what? That's a conversation we should be having. The world might run out of humans if we don't start practicing some life expectancy work. Great point. Keith is heavy into AI. It's common. Yes, you guys will learn more about AI hanging out with me than you will on other channels. And I'll tell you something, guys. I am only here to help you guys as well. So, because this shit ain't going away. So I'm leaning into it to teach you guys. Ask Roofy, man. I'm teaching Roofy new shit every single day. So if you guys want to learn, and hey, speaking of learning, we don't talk about this often, but we do have a second, Laakhu, we do have a second, the second part of our business happening inside the lab over on the Substack. It's for folks that, you know, are looking to build their personal brand, looking for behind the scenes how we're doing this. So inside the lab, it's a paid community that we're slowly bringing to life for folks that are saying, hey, you know what? I need to create my future. And you know what the future is? The future of media is this. I believe it's two things. You need a Substack to own your emails and own your subscribers, own your list of users. And you need a YouTube channel. Because YouTube ain't going away. So I don't know why you'd build a website in 2025. I would build a YouTube channel instead. Bernard, hear me clearly. Yep, talking to you, brother. And if we look at the stats released this week, Google's released some stuff. Website traffic is down 56% month over month. Folks are just using generative AI responses, not going to the websites. So guys, YouTube channel, Substack channel, and myself and Roofy can help you guys build them. Just join inside the lab. Okay, guys, I'm going to get out of here because my bladder's calling. Jimmy's got me prepared for that, but I think we've been up here enough times. We've been up here for a couple hours already, so we're going to wrap it up. Okay, I'm going to wrap it up here with some comments here. Laakhu, here's B Drive channel. We got some comments. B or Bernie, Bernard, all fine. Thank you. That's awesome. Yes, the kids blaming the boomer generation for poor economy, forgetting they will get old and be blamed as well. Okay, guys, I'm going to start moving some buttons around. You guys have yourself a great day. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Jimmy, what do we have tomorrow? We have a guest tomorrow on the show. I know we do. I think its name is tomorrow we got Jake Kranz joining us for Center Stage. True story. Bernard, it is growing, brother. Okay, I see you there, brother, for sure. Awesome. And then tomorrow's Free for All Friday. So along with our guest, tomorrow's show is about you guys. So my goal with the show tomorrow, guys, is as much having you guys as part of the community. So if you're coming tomorrow, which I hope you are, bring your words, bring your fingers. Right? And bring some conversational topics. Put them in the community. And guys, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Let's get on. I'll see you guys when the show's over. I'll see you guys in the Mornings in the Lab community right here on the YouTube channel. My commitment to you guys, I hope you guys can commit back to me. Let's start engaging there after show. Let's start putting content there and let's keep supporting each other. Okay, Roofy's channel, Bernard's channel. You guys all got channels. Let's build something together, guys. I'm happy to be simply the shepherd. That's it. I want to be the shepherd to bring us all together. Guys, my love, lots of love to all of you guys. I appreciate all of you. Thanks for hanging out with me this morning. Thanks for hanging out with Johnny. And if you're just tuning in late, go back to the start of the show. The first hour was fucking awesome. Yes, we swear on this show. It was about bullshit. And the world we're living in right now, whether it's real or whether it's fake or whether it's bullshit or whether it's whatever it is, we had the expert talking about it. Longest guest ever. The longest guest ever had on the show, Dr. John Petrocelli, not Selly. There we go. All right, guys. I'm going to hit a couple buttons, and I think it's going to sound like that. And I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go down. I'm going to go down the stairs today, guys. Like this one. Watch this. This is going to go down the stairs. Generals gathered in their masses, just like witches at black masses.